Live from the Scruffy Womp Rat Cantina, this is Under the Twin Suns.
Welcome back to Under the Twin Suns, live from the Scruffy Womp Rat Cantina. It's me, your boy Cole. I can't wait to see Stolen AT Hauler come out of my packs this weekend, and I'm pulling a serialized card. I'm calling it. I'm with Steve, Ruben, and Jonathan, and I'll let them introduce themselves as always.
I'm Steve, and I'm pretty wizard.
The handsomest.
I'm Ruben, and I also agree that Steve is the handsomest.
I'm Jonathan, and I guess I got to be the third, right? Follow it up. Bing, bang, boom.
We heard it. It's unanimous. Steve has won the beauty contest. Collect $100. Continue forward to Boardwalk. All right.
I mean, it's $10 for second place. What does first place get?
It's got to be 100, right?
I gotta,
Think it's 100?
It's
Okay.
got to be
chill.
100.
All right.
I ain't gonna be able to fit through my door after all this.
Wait,
Head's
maybe
gonna
it's
be so
not
big.
100 because Monopoly was. It doesn't matter. We're here to talk about the pre-releases that are coming up and our excitement about the next set of Star Wars Unlimited. That is Jump to Lightspeed. The day that we're recording this is the day before pre-release. It will come out on 3/10, which is 4 days before official release. But I'm sure many of you had fun playing this weekend or in the future, depending on which tense you consider I'm using right now. But either way, we will be playing a very specific kind of pre-release on Friday with our friends from Epic Action. Check them out in a couple episodes ago. And one last other announcement I wanted to say before I hand it over to Ruben to explain the Chaos event. Don't forget to look at our last episode, episode 11. The giveaway is still going on. Follow the rules there, and we will update you soon. Awesome. Ruben, the Chaos Sealed event, please.
Yeah. This is super exciting. Coming up with different ways to, flip the script on what we do with Twin Suns. As everyone knows, Twin Suns is the best format out there, but what can we do to shake it up? So, with JTL coming out, we decided how can we shake that up even further? So, you're going to have 8 booster packs of Twin Suns. This is going to be a sealed event. Each player is going to create a minimum of 60 card deck. Players are going to play with any leader combination, and again, any leader, so that could be heroism or villainy. Players are not limited to singleton deck building rules for units or upgrades, but each gain the additional unique rule. This does not apply to the Squadron Vulture Droid. I think that's what it is, which allows you to have 15 up to 15 in your deck. So if you get 3 or 4 of them, that doesn't apply to that because the card trumps the rule. And all other Twin Sun deck building rules apply. So this is going to be one of the events that we're going to run with Epic Action. Some of their players are going to come out and play with us. Locally, we've been hyping it up. So we're pretty excited to see what this does because, again, it's very chaotic because typically, as you know, Twin Suns, you can only play with the same heroism or villainy aspect. So, yeah, we're pretty excited about this. Next podcast, we'll report back, let you know how it went, how chaotic it was. Did it work well? Did it work poorly? Did it whatever? But as long as we have a good time and have fun, that's the main part of it. But yeah, so that's it.
Yeah, I can't wait. It's going to be super fun. It's going to be chaotic.
Very.
And then I know Steve, you wanted to talk about a very particular card that you believe is going to shake up the entirety of the meta, not only Premier but Twin Suns, every format.
Yeah. I want to talk about a little card called War Juggernaut. Okay, and this card is insane. It's a 6 cost, so it's not cheap, but it's 6 cost 3/7 Republic vehicle tank. So it's got 2 very important keywords there. It's got Republic and it's got vehicle. It says this unit gets +1/+0 for each damaged unit. And it says when played, you can deal 1 damage to each of any number of units. So you can ping everything in space, everything on the ground. It can even ping itself, and it counts that for its damage.
That's nuts.
So you can ping your own stuff to boost this thing. So if we're in a 4-player game, if everybody had 2 units out and you've got this out, all of a sudden this thing is plus. It's an 11 powered unit. It's an absolute, game breaker. And we've got so many tokens that are running around. I know Jonathan likes to play his battle droids,
My
these TIE
droids.
fighters that are now flying around. I'm sorry, what did I say?
I said my droids. On the edge
Oh
planet
yeah,
worked
yeah.
so hard
It's
for.
gonna just spank. He's gonna spank them things.
I mean,
And
I'm even
I mean,
thinking with my
I think,
Rex deck, like, how would I even commit to killing that thing? Like, if I have 8 units out that are damaged, I have to fight, what, a 12 attack? Like,
yeah,
that's a commitment.
and that's not even like factoring in those leaders like Django that profit off of you hitting stuff. Like, my God, if you had Django out while you played this, you just tap the whole board, and then you have free reign to smash as many face as you want.
And it's
So
not
I
unique,
think
is
this
it?
is just,
It seems like
it
an
is
auto
not
include
unique.
Yeah, that's
for
what I
any
thought.
red, right? So
Mm.
if you're
And
running red, this should be auto included.
imagine if you sneak attack this thing
That's
on,
insane.
like, and in turn 6 or turn 5, that's getting where people's life totals is getting a little precarious. If you
Hmm.
snuck attack this thing out and just, tap the whole board and killed somebody, that's definitely a thing that you could do.
Oh yeah.
So I'm very excited about War Juggernaut. Definitely going to be an auto include, like Ruben said.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what it does, especially because as we'll talk a little bit later on, even developers think this card's going to be a little overpowered. All right, as always, I have entered the deepest, darkest pits of my mind for insanity, and here I bring to you, what's the meme? All right, welcome back. So this is a working title. I call it either The Downfall of the Republic or Fox All Up. I'm not sure which one. They're both funny. So, you're going to be playing Rex, Palpatine, yellow Palpatine, of course, and then a blue base. So you have access to all 3 of those colors. So turn 1, you're going to bring out the boy Cut LaQuay, the clone deserter, as well as you're going to also reinforce him with a 332nd Stalwart Trooper. Now on this next turn, you're going to bring out Echo 2. The 2-2-2-2 coordinate guy, right? So now you've got a 4-4 Echo with 3 units out. This has also triggered your 332nd Trooper to be a 2-3 instead of a 1-2. So you got some boys getting buffed here. You're also going to double down and throw your resilience onto Echo just so you got a big, strong boy there. Now at some point, someone's going to get jelly of your swole gentleman, and someone's going to strike one of them down. Well, that works out perfectly for us because we want to flip Palpatine. So at some point, you're going to be able to flip Palpatine to get him onto the villain side. And you're going to want to keep him right where he's at. Turn 3, we're going to play Echo 1, the one from Shadows that has the Restore 2 and the When Played. So then you have your whole 501st squad prepared up. And then you're just going to start doing a little damage, doing a little restored, bada bing, bada boom, Then we get to the real interesting part. We get to when Rex flips. Now we've got 5 resources. I'm going to flip Rex so I get him and another clone trooper. At this point, if everything's gone well, I should have 3 or 4 troopers still on the board. At that point, I'm now going to use all 5 of my resources and bring out 5s. You got to reveal the conspiracy. You got to figure out why everybody's going down. So, of course, now that you have so many dead clones, you can actually use his ability for events, which is really cool. But now you see, unfortunately for some, fortunately for me, because I think he's a loser and I think he's useless, Commander Fox does not have a card in Star Wars Unlimited. So, my brain got to thinking, well, what would Palpatine use Fox for after his death? Personal conspiracy theory. The Death Troopers are troops that were so loyal to Palpatine that they just kept serving beyond death. That's the theory that I believe, because I know we don't know what Death Troopers are officially. So I like to think that once Fox got thrown out of the Jedi Temple and flung onto his back for thinking Vader was a Jedi, I think he became a Death Trooper. So I'm going to say the Death Trooper. You're going to play a Death Trooper card to kill 5s. Activating his, or doesn't activate his ability, but you do the thing, you do the cinematic thing. I'll play the clip. And then you're going to play Concealing the Conspiracy, as well as Strategic Acumen on Rex. This is kind of like removing his inhibitor chip. Then you're also going to put a Moment of Peace onto him. Whew, I know that was a lot of things. Now the next turn, the final turn, you're going to use Rex's Strategic Acumen to play the Tranquility and bring back 5s from the dead. And then you've simply done it, boys. You've thwarted Execute Order 66.
That is some
Nice.
in-depth
Mhm.
analysis, man.
I came up with this in the shower today. I was very proud of this. I'm not going to lie. I had a lot of
I
fun
like
with
that
this
we're
thought.
bringing him back from the dead.
Dude,
Mhm.
so we don't know what Death Troopers are, but I have a hard time believing they're human, or even still alive. The other thing
I
that,
mean, death is in the name.
yeah, well, yeah, that'll do it. And the other thing is, like, this is another one of my crackpot theories, crackpot Cole moment. The armor that we see in Bad Batch Season 3 of Crosshair's guys, that really looked like almost like a 0.5 version of the Death Trooper armor. Just my thoughts. But yeah, I call that fuck all up.
Seems like a fitting title.
Yeah, can you guys tell I don't like Fox? I like Thorn. I don't have anything against the Shock Troopers. I just think Fox was an idiot.
Always one.
All right. Well, thank you for listening to my insane meme. I appreciate it. Let us know what you think below and if you have any meme ideas. Main topic time. So some big changes are obviously happening to Twin Suns this week. So a bunch of articles and stuff are coming out about like how to prepare for that and whatnot. The big changes, as we'll remind you, is that of course we're getting the 4th set. There will never be rotation in Twin Suns as a reminder, so no cards will ever be phased out or banned in theory. The big change is we're going from 50 to 80, and we're getting some new leaders, of course. And I know Ruben has a lot of thoughts on this article, so I'll shift it over to him real quick.
Yeah, and I think one of the main points of this is that FFG is making a point about Twin Suns. It's important to them, right? So not only is it important to us, they're talking about certain different phases of Twin Suns and what's going to be happening. And the fact that they're moving it from 50 cards to 80 is a big deal. Of course, there's going to be a lot more cards available, and I think that's one of the biggest selling points too. Is like, hey, a lot of folks are like, hey, I don't know if I want to play Twin Suns. There's only so many cards you can use. Okay, now we got 4 sets. Now we can use Jump to Lightspeed to literally uh, add a lot more cards to it. So, and I think one of the biggest selling points is there. Not only that, but there's this really cool Twin Suns playmat that's coming out
I
that
can't wait.
I am just so excited about. And again, their product that they're releasing is, pushing out the fact that Twin Suns is important. They want Twin Suns. They got a playmat for it. They're releasing, updating the cards, and there's a lot of fun mechanics that are coming in with Jump to Lightspeed. The piloting is huge. Uh, and I was joking when we were talking about Jump to Lightspeed with all the piloting. I just want, like, I think maybe Jonathan also said it too. Like, I just want to build a deck with just ships, just ships. Just want to see what what the space will look like. Yeah, I'll figure out the ground later. I don't care about that, but I want to just build just pilots and ships and just and have a lot of fun with it. And I just think that with Jump to Light Speed, there's just so much fun to be had that's gonna and one thing that we were just talking about and about the different cards that are being used and utilized for this. One of the parts of this article that they basically said, it was just basically a one line. Last but not least, play War Juggernaut. That's it. There's no
Literally.
other anything else with it. They just telling you play this card. And they have all these new rare bases now you can try different things with. So that's pretty exciting. And one of my favorite parts about this, what I just kind of thought about when I was rereading the article, was the stolen hauler.
Dude, I felt
Uh,
so
that
validated when I read that. I was like, oh my god, I knew I was right. I'm a genius.
Yeah, so it's like you could choose your opponent to say, okay, you get this card if you don't hit me or whatever, and if it gets defeated, whatever, that's fine. But if someone takes it out, you tell them this is not going to you. I just want you to know that right now. So it's kind of
Mm-hmm.
a bargaining tool, which I think is pretty great. And then they also talk about in this article different deck ideas that they have, which is talking about the different leaders. Like they recommend pairing Luke Skywalker with Leia because of the rebel units, and then a deck with Rio Durant with Trench because of the Sentinel and the Saboteur and all these different special things you can get away with. So I really like this article. Take the time to read the article. It's really cool about what they're discussing. They talk about the Twin Suns accessories, like I mentioned before. But dang, take a look at that playmat when you get to the bottom. It's
So cool.
beautiful. But yeah, I'm super excited. I'm super stoked about um, Twin Suns, especially with Set 4 JTL being released. That, and not only that, but FFG is making a big point to push this format and educating us, and also discussing with us what they want to do with this, and their plans for the future. So check out the link. I think it's pretty great what they're doing with Twin Suns.
Yeah, when I saw War Juggernaut, I kind of freaked out, like, oh my god, they broke it. And then when I saw the article at the bottom, and the guy's like, just play War Juggernaut, it made me feel a lot better. Like, okay, they're aware, like they know what they're doing. They know that this is going to be a really good card. So that gave me some confidence.
Yeah,
They've also shown that they really, in their most recent live streams, I know I was reading one of our friend who did a very good job of breaking down the notes, and I'll make sure that I can get his permission for that, and I'll use that in the description. But one of the things they did a really good job of was they showed the numbers of the meta breakdown. And I know I'm getting off
right.
tangent a little bit from Twin Suns, but it reinforces the point Steve just made. They are very, as much as I listen, I'm the most negative Nancy on this show. I'm the one who always calls FFG on this stuff and on everything. The fact that they came to their live streams with numbers, percentages, where the meta's at, what would be a concerning number, and examples, I was impressed. So they're clearly very well watching the meta. They're very well aware of what's going on, and they know what is a concern and what is not a concern. So I agree with what with what Steve and Ruben said. But if it ever becomes a problem, I also believe FFG will do something about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree. And based off of what they've said and what they're doing with it, that not only are they, with Star Wars Unlimited, they're learning, right? And they're also
Mm-hmm.
getting hearing feedback from players and so forth. Maybe they'll add more play testers, who knows? But the fact that they're listening and that they're keeping us, I think what's going to happen is like maybe halfway through the life of a set, they're going to kind of update, see where things are going, especially if there's a lot of competitive events going.
Mm-hmm.
But also, I think every set there's going to be some sort of they even mentioned something about the erratas and stuff like that. So I think it's important to note that they're listening and they're updating it and they're keeping us informed.
And it's to harp back on what Ruben said. I think the reason that they're so focused on Twin Suns is they realize that, once again, I'm going to make the reference. Commander is the most successful trading card game right now, like Commander version of Magic. They realize that it's easier to get into with a one of. You don't have to buy three of the every legendary card, etc. It's more fun, it's more casual, and it's more opening to new people. Um, so I think they realize that, and they realize that the key to any good community is the casual community first.
Right. Which leads to the possible next topic with Carbonite, right?
Oh, let's get right on into it. So
Mm-hmm.
here's just I got a lot of opinions right now. I was watching a very well-known YouTuber earlier today, Alpha Investments, for anyone who might know who that is, and he was talking about what he thinks might happen with the Carbonite boxes, and frankly, I kind of agreed with him. I'm very intrigued to see what their prices do over the next 2 weeks. I don't know if you guys have looked around at even just the local shops in Richmond. They are very differently priced at different stores. The TCG player price is not a good example because the TCG player price is actually the highest at about 310 to 320 right now. But one shop in the area has them for 250, one for 280, one for 300. And once again, I'm going to tie it back to the Magic world. Magic's collector boxes fell off a freaking cliff again this week. And I am just interested to see what happens with the TCG market right now because a few weeks ago I had said that we were in the bull run, and we really were. But what's getting interesting is people are almost kind of getting burnt out by the high prices. So that's my long way of saying I'm fascinated to see where their pricing will be over the next 2 to 3 weeks, and to see how quickly the product goes. Now, I know I've been talking for a few minutes, so I'm going to turn it over.
And I'm curious too with, you know, the leader. Well, having because it's what's run me the showcase
It's a 1
odds.
and 2.
It's what do you? How do you feel like that would affect? Is
Yeah.
it worth if you get a box, get a showcase, try and just dump it quick?
I think with every set, yeah. Like everybody tries to dump them initially because they're at that stupid 3 to 500 range for even like the
Yeah.
most mid and like C tier. I am curious to see what it'll do. Ruben, correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think there's special showcases in the Carbonite boxes.
No,
That's what I thought.
they're just a higher chance to getting them with
Yeah.
like 1 and 2 boxes. You can get one.
So then probably Jonathan, I would think the new leaders would be
And
cheaper because of that, but I mean,
to flip it on its head, even maybe it's a good thing for everyone who doesn't want to buy just a Carbonite box, but you just wait a bit and see if you get a leader that you really like, watch them because they might be
they might go down.
more affordable, right?
Yeah,
You don't
because
have
there's
to
more
take
people
that
be able
risk
to
of
get
getting the
them.
box.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But have you been seeing those prices though that people are selling them at? I'm looking at some of these prices that I see on some of these sites that are selling some of these prestige cards
Yeah,
that have
there's
serialized. They're like $1,000, like
yeah,
$1,500
there's
for one.
one shop in Richmond
Crazy.
right now, Ruben, who has pulled 2 boxes, and they were asking the community earlier today what they think the price should be because they opened them too early. And frankly, wah, not my problem. Um, but I'm curious to see what the prices will be. Um, it's gonna revolve around whether the cards are good or not, maybe. But here's the other thing, Ruben. I know you got a Carbonite box.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna open mine. I'm not sure I'm gonna play with the prestige cards. They might go right on my shelf. I haven't decided yet.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up because I am, ooh, I'm thinking about opening up like half of them, but yes, I plan to use them in my decks.
I
Why? Because I'm crazy, and yes, I want to put them in my Twin Sons decks. They're like, ooh, look at this card. But if it's a serial card, I'm not going to do that. If it's a showcase, naturally, I'll save it for the league. But I don't think I'm going to. They're just so pretty. They look so
yeah
nice. And if it's a good
yeah
Yeah,
card,
that's
I'm gonna put it in my deck. And if I can get one of these cards that's gonna go in my main, my start of my meta deck, I guess if you will, then I'm gonna put it in there because I just think it looks cool. I love it. So yeah, if I spent a little too much money on a box of cards, yeah, I'm gonna do it. And
True.
if I see something that I don't want, I'll see if people want it, and then I could trade them for it. Like, hey, this is the value of this. This is what I want because I just think they're really cool. I mean, I know they're considered a collector item, but for me, I just think the art and everything looks so freaking cool, and I mean, shoot, if if you can afford it, buy it. If you can't, then see if you can trade for it. But that's just my hot take. Play it in my Twin Sons deck.
Yeah, Pokemon's becoming so
I
expensive. I might start collecting freaking prestige cards. It's crazy. Sorry,
I
Steve.
agree 100% with Ruben. For me, it's cardboard, and it's beautiful cardboard, and I want to show it off. I can't imagine opening something really cool and then just keeping it all to myself and never showing anybody.
There you
So
go.
yeah, if
That's a
I
good
pull
way to look at
anything
it. Like,
fancy,
exactly.
it's
Like
definitely
flex it and show it and be like, hey.
I have a shrine. I show it to people when they come to my house.
I mean, that's of me. But what else did you have?
A bunch of graded cards. Oh yeah, no, it's a shrine to Ruben next to it. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
naturally.
it's got a little hair doll.
I'm gonna call this now. There will be some serialized numbers that will cost more than
Yeah,
others.
69,000%.
100%.
Oh,
Number
that's
one
good, yeah.
is going to be there. 69 is going to be there. If they go up, what's the max? Is it
250,
100?
so 420 is not going to be there. That was my next one too. Yeah, no, there's no.
Yeah,
there's
that's
no
what I was
420.
thinking. You just have to get 42.
007. No.
007 would probably be a good one too.
Yeah.
I mean, but it also
Or
depends on
any,
the card, right? So it's like,
It has to, right? Like
yeah.
I know very little about the pricing of serialized cards in Magic, other than oh my god, that's a lot of money.
Right.
Yeah. Is there,
Also,
okay.
I can't
don't-
imagine the
I
odds.
think- right. But of this group, I think I know the least about Star Wars. Are there any Star Wars specific numbers you could think of? Like, if this number is on this card,
66.
Yeah, 66 or
Oh,
Clone
yeah.
Trooper numbers, or
I was gonna say 50 first, but it don't go that high.
yeah, don't go that high. But 66 is definitely going to be a good value to one. Ruben's right about that. I don't know. I think it's just going to be cool. I'm also another thing that it comes back to is what I had said a couple weeks ago in the market analysis. Depending on how many of the serialized cards get pulled, that's what determines the value of the boxes later.
That's true.
So if all of us pull every serialized card in like 2 weeks, those boxes are plummeting. But if none of us pull any of the serialized cards, they'll ascend. I don't know. Guess we'll see.
We shall see. But gonna open up some packs tomorrow.
I can't wait.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna start with one box, think about it, maybe get a second after the prices change, maybe not, we'll see. I've been buying a lot of cardboard lately.
Yeah. I still gotta get those spotlight decks too.
Oh, I already got those on order.
Oh yeah.
Gotta get a Twin Sons playmat. That's I already got the boxes. Just gotta pick them up, but I just gotta get that playmat. That's my
Yeah,
goal.
I don't know when that's gonna be available. They keep teasing it. I just want them to make the official date.
He said he has 3 at the shop.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh.
I had already asked. Okay, sounds good.
I don't know if they're out on display or anything, but I know he has 3.
Yeah, I heard 4. So if it went to 3, that hopefully I'm thinking maybe one of them's for me.
It could have been 4. I don't know. I'm not a guy who knows things.
But I know that probably within this group right here, 3 out of 4 of us will probably pick it up, unless Jonathan has a shop that he. Hey, speaking of, we'll talk about that another time. But definitely want to know about any swoo down your way, Jonathan.
I mean, yeah, I'm gonna go try a pre-release Saturday, so I'll let you guys know.
Heck yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, that'll be exciting. I can't wait to get my hands on that mat. All right, I'm gonna hand it over to Steve for our deck tech spotlight.
Well, I was so excited about JTL and the fact that it's almost here. I did a JTL Twin Sons deck. Mine is called Hunting Jedi All Alone. It's Asajj Ventress and Grand Inquisitor Pumpkinhead. The base is Data Vault. So we get to play not 80 cards, but we get to play 90 cards. And I think in the deck link it's the 80 card version, but we can, I'll update that. But essentially, I want to play like just a whole lot of grit units, of course. I want to all the classics. You know, I want to play Alabon Enforcers and all the things that we come to love, Scout Bike Pursuer and all that. But I want it to be like really aggressive because, and I definitely with the introduction of JTL want to go more space themed. So I have almost just as many ground units as I do space units. I've got 26 space units, 28 ground units. So I really want to go more in outer space, and I want to start dumping pilots on my outer space guys and giving them grit. Specifically, I've got one pilot, the Interceptor Ace. He's a 2/3, and he can pilot for 3, and he gives the attached unit grit. Our leader, Asajj Ventress, pilots and gives the attached unit grit. So I'm going to be giving things that don't usually have grit, and hopefully doing a lot more damage. I've got some very fun new ships like Fett's Fire Spray, IG-2000. We've got, of course, the War Juggernaut. You know, just
I
all
look for
these
that
really
specifically.
big. I want to give that thing grit. You know, like it's doing all this damage to everything, and my guys are trying to get grit, so it's just going to make them more powerful. I've got some just value units like Kiadi Mundi and things like that that can just get value, Super Laser Tech and that kind of thing. But the theme of the deck is grit, and then using Grand Inquisitor to untap my guys, doing more damage to them so they do more damage, and then getting in again. Very aggressive, very grindy value kind of strategy. I've got some things in here that boost toughness so that we can untap them more than once. Things like I'm playing the upgrade Resilient. I'm playing Hu Yang, stuff like that that boosts the toughness so they can survive being hit a couple extra times. I think that having more Sentinels in space is going to be very much more important than it was before. I think with JTL, you're going to have a lot more space going on, a lot more space action. So I've definitely made sure I had more space Sentinels to try and protect me in space. So I've got, you know, stuff like the System Patrol Craft. I've got the Black Sun Starfighter. There's a new one, Omicron Strike Craft. It's a 2/3 with Sentinel for 3. Not great, but it's not terrible. So I'm really looking to take advantage of space and also power through on the ground. And that is my deck tech.
Awesome, man.
Go forth and beat face.
I can't wait
Yeah,
to try this.
I love it. I can't wait. I mean, and that's the thing is, it's just all these different ideas that we have, and then you can add those new rare bases, like I mentioned before. It just changes everything. It's just, I love it.
Well, let us know what your thoughts are below. The deck will be linked. Steve will probably try it out IRL, and we'll let you know how it goes. Steve, you continue control of the podcast for our favorite Name That Card.
What's that card?
Steve?
All right. Well, I have a card, and I do not know if you will guess it, but the order will be Jonathan, Ruben, and then Cole. 3 questions, and these we're just gonna stay set 1, 2, and 3 for now.
Yeah, we need a little bit of time to catch up on JTL.
All right, let's see if I can. I get full reign, so I can't break ankles right away, right? That's how this works.
Just break the ankles.
This man is gonna say between, isn't he?
Yeah. Does this card start with? Or sorry, fourth letter is um. Let's cut it in half. Let's go. Does this card cost less than 6?
This card does cost less than 6.
Is this card in Spark of Rebellion?
This card is not in Spark of Rebellion.
We gotta work on questions, guys. What aspect is this card?
card is Vigilance.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Cunning.
Different.
Big
Okay.
I
difference.
can't read.
Different.
Yeah, big difference. I was thinking about another card and then.
So it's
Can we get
yellow, and it's not from set 1, and it's less than 6.
Just some
That's
little bit of
correct.
clarity, Steve. Is it just vigilance?
Cunning.
I mean,
It's
cunning.
just cunning.
Jeez,
It is just cunning.
Just yellow. Pure yellow.
Just yeah. There you go.
Was it Colonel Mustard with the revolver in the
Right.
dining room?
Yeah, Hotshot Blaster, man.
Monkey
He shot
Donkey.
first. Is this an upgrade?
This is not an upgrade. And that was the second question.
Right.
Second question.
Huh, I know virtually nothing about this card.
Less than 7. Non-spark.
That's in 6.
And okay. Is this card a ground or space unit?
A ground or space unit? Yes,
Yes.
it is a ground or space unit.
Okay. That eliminates the upgrade. Cool. All right.
What keywords does this card have, Steve? Not
This
sure.
card has one keyword. Ambush.
Okay.
Ambush. Yellow. Spark.
And this is the last question from everybody. He's in the tank.
I know. Yeah. Yellow. Unit. Less than 6. Only ambush. Let's just clarify. What is the cost of this card?
The cost of this card is 4.
Oh, that's a great question there. Jonathan, 'cause I was gonna guess, and that wasn't it. Oh.
You're welcome.
Oh. 4. Lord, is the last question too that we can ask. Is this unit in space?
No.
What are the traits of this unit?
Oh, great question. The traits of this unit are Republic, Clone, and Trooper. All right, time for guesses.
So it's yellow. It's
See how well you know your clone troopers.
Oh, this is embarrassing.
Public.
Oh, I know what it is.
Trooper.
Me, Professor Steve. Me.
I know.
Me.
Not yet.
And
You
I
got
can't just
2
describe
ahead
the
of you.
card of, oh yeah, it's that 4-cost yellow card from set 3, right? With
If you-
ambush, Just repeat all
If you
the
can give me the power and
clues.
toughness,
No, yeah. If I
give
can
me the
add
power
to
and
it, not
toughness.
just
If you can give me
repeat
what the
myself.
picture looks like.
No, I'm thinking hard. See, I know this is completely off, but as soon as I thought of what was it, the Cloud Rider, that's the only card that's stuck in my head now.
That's what I was gonna guess, but
Yeah,
that's not it because it costs 2.
but Yeah, no, I'm gonna be here all day trying to dive into figuring this out. So I'm gonna go, the go with that as my guess. Cloud Rider.
Correct.
What?
Nah, I'm just messing with you.
I'm about to
I'm
say.
I was like, let's go.
All right, because I know that Cole has this answer, and it's been a while since he's done this. Name that card, so I should just steal it from underneath him.
You should.
Yank
You
that rug,
can.
man. Yank it.
And can you please repeat the traits again, Steve?
Republic Clone Trooper.
Yellow. Cost 4. I don't know. I'll pass to Cole.
It's hidden sharpshooter.
It is exactly hidden sharpshooter. Very good.
Oh,
Nice. Let me look
You
yes,
this
get
up.
a
it is. Mm-hmm.
air hug from me all the way
Oh,
to
I'll
you.
accept your hug. I thought it was Does Swoop Bike Racer have ambush?
I don't think so.
Okay, that was my other
I think
thought.
it's
When you
just
said it was
cringe.
gonna be a weird yellow card, I was like, that's a weird yellow card.
I was hoping like Syndicate lackeys and some of those other ones would trick you up.
No,
But
once I got the trait, yeah, that's because of what I was.
yeah,
There's so many 4-cost yellows with ambush that I was like, I need the traits.
right.
Because I was also leaning Bosk,
Yeah.
Syndicate lackeys, like you were saying.
Right.
But yeah, I guess I'll pick a
Cloud
card next
Rider,
week.
like
Nice, man. Congrats.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that
good
was
job.
fun.
Good job.
Well, thank you all for listening to us rant on about our favorite card game. We'll let you know how the Chaos Draft goes. Let us know your favorite card you're excited for below. Go check out the giveaway in our previous episode and tell everybody that you care about them, and have a good evening. Bye-bye now.
Bye.